We're here with Coach Wilson from the women's cross country team. Coach, this weekend's the Big Ten cross country championships down at the University of Illinois. Let's talk about the team. Coming off a little bit of disappointment from a couple weeks ago from the Wisconsin Adidas Invitational, which saw slipping onto the polls a little bit. And what does the team need to do just to regain its focus? Now this is the big stage. It's the Big Ten level. Finishing third last year. What does the team have to do this Sunday? To be back there where you want to be at.
Well, I think the thing that happened, Mike, at the Adidas meet is we just didn't get ourselves up quite fast enough at the kilometer, and it ended up we just kind of had to fight all the way back up through. I think probably there was 280 kids in the race. We were probably 240th, at the kilometer, and that was about a second and a half, 2 seconds too far back. And if we'd have been in the top 180, then all of a sudden we could have come and maybe each kid would have been 30, 40 places better at the end, and that hurt us. I mean, if we'd have had 50 less points, we'd have been top 15, and we'd have beaten Florida and Providence and some other teams. And but we learned a really valuable lesson there. I think that sometimes it's like being in a fight. Sometimes you're not expecting to get slapped in the face. It really hurts, but that's what happened to us. We got slapped in the face, and now the kids are like, okay, now we've got to be loaded for bear here. And so, in a way, I told Coach Hester and Coach Swenson, I said, that might have been the best thing that could have happened to us, because now we're not going in with any, this is going to be easy, and, because it's not easy. They know it's not easy. And so I think they'll be ready to go. I think they're really focused. They're having good workouts, but they also know it's going to be a battle.
Definitely. The Big Ten Conference, it's a pretty strong conference in the country, and in the top 30 on the latest poll, there's 4 teams, Michigan State, Michigan, Penn State, and Iowa, all ranked in there. There's a couple teams, Penn State and Iowa, that earlier in the year, I believe, you guys were ranked, in front of them. Now we're not. What has to happen this Sunday in order to, jump back ahead of those teams and fight for that spot?
Well, I think that the biggest thing, and you know this with cross country, it's a team sport as much as people say it's an individual sport. The biggest, like 2 years, in 2007 when we won our first title, we were not favored by any means. We ended up winning by 1 point, and we didn't have anybody in the top 10. I think we finished 11th, 14th, 15th, 16th, something like that, and we put 7 people ahead of Michigan State's 5th runner, and we won by 1 point. But Illinois was right there, Michigan was right there, and the thing that happened in that meet, which I think will probably happen in this meet, is it's a pretty flat course, and every single step, and I told the kids before the 2007 race, I said every single step, every single last kid, you've got to get that kid, no matter, it's the last 2 meters. And I remember Heather Dornan, she passed a Michigan State kid and a Wisconsin kid right at the line, and that was the difference. Other kids had to help. But I think if they go in with that focus, the chips are going to fall where they may. And there's 4 teams ahead of us. Then there's us, and I think we got some votes. Wisconsin got some votes. And Ron Helmers is a very, very good coach at Indiana, and they had a very poor race at Adidas, and so you can't count them out. And so there's 7 teams that on any given day could do it. Now, Michigan State, as far as I'm concerned, is the odds-on favorite because they've got 7 deep. They don't have a big-time front runner like they did last year in McLeod, but they can pack them in, and Walt's a great coach, Walt Drenth, and, it's going to mean that you have to be up there in the fight. You have to be ready to go from the gun and just be in there and fight like I told them, I said, you have got to dog these people every single meter of the course. And if you do that, then if you're first, second, third, or whatever you finish, it's fine as long as we know that you were in the fight. But you can't get in the fight late. You can't wait to halfway through and go, oh, you know what, we got to catch these people. Because that's what happened at Wisconsin, and it caught us, and that hurt us.
Definitely, okay. Stephanie Price, All-American senior, this is her last go-around the Big Ten championship. So pretty much, we know she's going to be there right at the top. what you keep talking about fighting? You want your team to fight. So what? The other group. Other names in there. A Varkness, a Cephas. What is you got to tell them to keep fighting. What do they got to do? To
Well, it's trite, but it's true. There's pack running in cross country, and Steph's going to do her job obviously up front. That's who she is. She runs comfortably up there, and like I've always told her, I said, you have no idea how you're going to finish, because you could finish first, you could finish fifth or sixth or seventh, but as long as you're in there fighting, you're going to be fine. But the biggest thing is for our next group to get enough energy together to fight together and pull each other and push each other along, so that we get 4 other kids in there in really good scoring position, and then hopefully your 6th and 7th are going to be pushing somebody else's 5th runner back. So, it's every team in that top group, that top 5, 6, 7, every team has got a little bit different personality. Some are packed together, like Michigan State. We've got a front runner. Michigan's got a front runner. Then both teams have packs. Iowa has got 4 really, really good kids. And then their 5th is starting to come a little bit, and they very easily could win the thing. So, I mean, in Wisconsin was only 6 points behind us at the Adidas meet. So there's the thing about this conference is there's good coaches, great kids, not only as athletes, but also good people. They're fighters. They don't take a back seat, and it's a big deal. Cross country in this conference is a big deal. I mean, it's a separate sport. We don't look at it as, hey, we're going to get ready for track. It's, you know what, we're going to fight like dogs to be in that top group and the top group nationally. So it's not for the faint of heart by any means.